In the recent interview, Denis Cyplenkov compared his peak shape to Levan's peak shape. So he basically answered the most popular question in the entire arm wrestling community. After that, Georgi Swetkov defeated Devon Larratt on the right arm in their practice pull. That secret practice pull was revealed by Georgi recently, just a few minutes ago. So we'll discuss that one as well. And finally, some of the King of the Table 9 matches that have been announced on Core Sports. So Denis Cyplenkov said about Devon, he's a great and talented athlete. We will fight him, but as a person, unfortunately, he acted very unkindly. We gave him all our soul with open hearts. He let us down. It seemed as if Denis was really disappointed, like he just lost a good friend. He had higher expectations from Devon as a friend, and Devon clearly let him down. That's what Denis believes, and it looks like he doesn't want anything to do with Devon as of now, at least. He doesn't want to sit and talk with him. He doesn't want to have dinner with him. Basically, it's over as of now. And if we look at Devon's approach, how he was approaching him in a friendly manner, he gave him those cards. It looks like Devon will settle this beef very quickly as soon as the match is over, irrespective of the result of the match. This is what I believe is going to happen. Denis talked about his current body weight. He is weighing 131 kilos. And what was surprising for me to hear from Denis was that he's intentionally keeping it light. He said that light is good because he needs endurance in this match. So looks like both of the arm wrestlers are almost as confused as the entire arm wrestling community as to who has the better endurance in this match, and both of them are taking endurance more seriously than anything else in this match. But Denis did say that of course weight matters, of course size matters, and he clarified when and where his peak shape was attained. He said that in the A1 Open, Russian Open in 2013, he was 140 kilos and that was his peak shape. So there were lots and lots of speculations which was the best Denis Cyplenkov. According to Denis himself, 2013 A1 was his best year. He said a decade ago. So I'm assuming he was talking about 2013. In 2018, Denis trained in a similar way. He said that he didn't train almost at all for strength, basically lifting heavy weights, getting stronger. He didn't bother about that at all, maybe just a couple of workouts. He trained mostly for endurance even in that match. So that shows that he's always been taking Devon's endurance very seriously. And after that, he did say that it was kind of easy for him. He was able to beat Devon very easily. So the strength was already there. And this time as well, he didn't say that he has reached his peak shape. He still has some work to do. But he was saying that I'm hoping that it is going to be enough. So my man is not even taking Devon that much seriously. He's already focusing on Levan. We'll discuss what comparison he made in just a minute from now. So clearly said that I believe it is going to be enough. I've trained enough. So 95% Denis Cyplenkov, he believes himself that is good enough to beat Devon. It shows that in peak shape, 2013 shape, he wouldn't have taken Devon that much seriously at all. And Devon kept on saying that Denis was the one who was dodging the match, who was not accepting the match. Although Denis did say that he wanted him to come to Russian Open because there was no guaranteed money. If there is no guaranteed money, then we better pull in a tournament. Why go to US or Canada for a super match? And I think he did have a valid point there. So when talked about his preparation, he said that he's prepared good, but he'll need another 6 months to prepare to fight Levan, and then he will get even stronger. So as of now, Denis believes that this shape is not enough to beat Levan, but it is enough to beat Devon Larratt. And if things go smooth, he will start training for Levan. So people were talking about Devon versus Levan rematch, then Zaur versus Levan, and Georgi was trying to have a match against Levan. Jerry was trying to have it, and suddenly out of nowhere, here comes Denis Cyplenkov, and he's already aiming for Levan in his third match. These are the things that make me want to see Denis win this match. I'm not sure what's the case with you, but I was rooting for Devon initially, I'll say maybe about 10 days ago, and then I switched to Denis because that Denis versus Levan match is way more interesting. So he said in 6 months he'll be prepared, and then talking about the peak. He said that he believes Levan's peak, whenever that peak shape was, is closer to Denis Cyplenkov's own peak shape. That's the second time he's making that comparison. I believe earlier in 2023, this year, I think few months ago, he did say, if I remember correctly, that he doesn't believe that Levan's peak shape is stronger than me, than what I was. I think, yeah, I do remember that video. It was almost a year ago. This time, once again, Dennis has said a similar thing, and I think some people will agree with that and some won't. But Denis Cyplenkov's stopping power in that King's move was insane. And he knows now, he believes that he can get big. As we just saw, he's intentionally not going above 131 kilos. And in that match, in the Levan match, he wouldn't need any endurance. His endurance is already better than Levan. So he will just need to get stronger, strong enough to get the breaks on Levan. And then after that, it's on. He's not going to train. If I heard his mentality, if I understood his mentality correctly, he's not going to train for endurance in that match. So that's it about the Denis topic. And Georgi Swetkov said something interesting about Devon. I want to pull Devon because I know that I can beat him. I want revenge for my left hand. He's feeling obligated to his left hand to get that revenge. And you might wonder, why does Georgi believe that he can beat him on the right arm? Well, there are a couple of reasons for that. Georgi said that he had actually three to be precise, 3 surgeries on his left arm. That's why it's not as strong as it used to be. I think he had a couple of surgeries back in 2018, early 2018, before he faced Travis, and maybe he had another after that. So his left is not as strong as it used to be, and right is much stronger. Devon's right is also stronger, but Georgi did acknowledge that he can beat his King's move on the right arm. And the second thing is that they did actually pull on the right arm that same day. Although I might say that that match was only after 3-4 days after the Hermes Gasperini match. So maybe Devon was a little bit tired, but in total he pulled for like 10-15 seconds against Hermes Gasperini and it was over. Totally one-sided. So maybe he was fresh. Georgi said, we played on the right hand after the pull and it was totally different way. So what does that mean? To me, it clearly means that Georgi was pinning Devon Larratt and Devon wasn't able to pin him. Maybe they pulled only once, maybe they pulled twice, maybe the endurance didn't matter, but from this statement and the energy that Georgi was exorbiting, is that even the right word here? The energy that was coming out of him. So that clearly showed that he got the upper hand against Devon that day on the right arm. It wasn't the same on the left, but on the right he got something, and that's why he wants that rematch. First match actually, and that match is going to happen because I do believe that he's going to beat Zaur Pezulaev 3 days from now, and then he's going to face Devon at King of the Table. And speaking of King of the Table, let me read it out for you. King of the Table 9, US dollars 18, December 9th, King of the Table 9, Hermes Gasperini versus Vitaly Laletin in the face-off in the Battle of the Beasts. Then Larry Wheels versus Leonidas Arcona. When the Leo versus Larry left-handed match was announced, I was like, this is a bad decision. Larry is going to get killed on the left arm. He should have asked for the right arm match as well, so the score would have been equalized. Larry on the right and Leo on the left, 1-1. But no, that match happened only on the left, and the result was in front of you guys. So right now it's happening on the right arm at King of the Table, and Larry is going to destroy Leonidas Arcona. Leonidas recently competed this weekend at the Mr. Olympia US event. He destroyed everyone on the left, but he lost on the right. So clearly his left is much stronger than his right. Then we have Lars Rohrbachen takes on Valera Devlatov. Sergey Kalinichenko versus Arif Artem. So Sergey Kalinichenko and Arif both lost 3-2 to Georgi Zaranov, and both of the matches looked almost equally the same. Arif is much bigger and I think he's more explosive, more strong, but we cannot underestimate Sergey Kalinichenko, and he's been putting on some great matches lately, and I think this one is going to be close as well, but Arif may be the favorite. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe. Please mention your thoughts, your comments about the Denis versus Levan situation, then Devon versus Georgi situation as well. Who is going to win that one?